Well, to go. And we are back live for the first time in a while for race number 19 of 29 here in the 1990 throwbacks. Bill Elliott barely has a points lead over Tim Richmond, which brings us right back to their championship battle last year. However, there is an epic battle going on, a much more epic battle going on. 7 drivers are still within 150 points of the championship. And Alan Kulwicki actually has the most wins out of any driver with 5. He has had an unbelievable season so far as an owner driver. Now we're going to go to Michigan and really see which drivers stand out. This is going to get good. Yeah, I don't think that the excitement of the championship can honestly quiet down from here. This has been a great championship battle. We could theoretically have a dominator going into the latter parts of the season. I don't think that that's really going to happen, but it could happen. Alright, do I have something on here? Okay. So, anyways, there might be an issue with this stream. I hope there isn't. Anyways, so Tim Richmond is on the pole with a speed of 189.061 miles an hour as we go to the track. There we go. There's the leaderboard. Tim Richmond is going to be on the pole. Dale Earnhardt will roll off second. Rusty Wallace third. Darrell Waltrip fourth. Bill Elliott fifth. Geoff Bodine sixth. Alan Kulwicki will be in 7th, Ricky Rudd 8th, and we've got Ernie Irvin in 9th, and Davey Allison in the 28th. Will round out the top 10. Davey Allison, once again, not exactly living up to his rookie hype this season, but this team's really hoping for a turnaround here in the second half. They really want to get things going. Of course, you had championship favorite Mark Martin. He's still in the mix. We've got Ricky Rudd up here. He's still in the mix. Now, Rusty Wallace has had a really bad up and down season. 3 wins, but also several DNFs. Here's the command for today's race.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines have fired. The pace car, the Pontiac Grand Prix pace car, will roll off the starting grid. And we're going to have to give a redo because Terry Labonte didn't get off the line. This is what happens with live streams. I like doing this stuff live because I don't have to edit anything. You don't have to think that my reaction's fake. Everything you hear on these, it's as genuine as it gets. Alright, looks like everybody's going to get off. Perfectly fine. "42 cars will be rolling off today here at this beautiful 2-mile track built by Roger Penske. This has been a mainstay in NASCAR for quite a while now. Here for the Champion Sparkplug 400, the final super speedway race of the year. It ought to be a very interesting one. The pace car dives down into pit road. The cars are coming down, and the green flag is out here in Brooklyn, Michigan. We can see the cars racing through the tri-oval. Tim Richmond will take the lead early on. Rusty Wallace will slide into the second position. Elliott and Earnhardt are battling for third. Here we can see it looks like Earnhardt's going to have the advantage here on Elliott here going into turns 3 and 4. The outside line has been traditionally the better line through 3 and 4, and there he goes. Earnhardt's going to go by on the outside of Elliott, but Elliott fights back on the inside. Can he get there going into turn number 1? Lap number 1 will be given to Tim Richmond. So if we look at the point standings right now, Tim Richmond is your points leader. is it's still single digits that separate Richmond from Elliott. Elliott trying to fight really hard on that inside lane, but Earnhardt trying to fight back on the outside. Earnhardt has not had the season that he has really hoped to have. He wants to have a comeback. Earnhardt still trying to get that outside line to work. Right now, it's just not coming to him here on lap 2. It might take a few laps for the groove to come in. Meanwhile, Tim Richmond has checked out a little bit on the field, 4 or 5 car lengths between him and Rusty Wallace, as it looks like Elliott has finally cleared the 3 cars, so Elliott will move into 3rd. Earnhardt will fall back to 4th. We'll see where Darrell Waltrip lines up here. Waltrip might try the pass on the bottom. No, he does not. Waltrip will back off, so Waltrip will fall in line for 5th. Irvin's going to try the outside pass. Here comes Ernie Irvin on the outside lane. Ernie Irvin on the outside lane trying to get around Darrell Waltrip. He will do so. And Irvin will take the 5th spot away. He won his first career race earlier on in this season, winning the Coca-Cola 600, one of the biggest races of the season. A really big Winston Million spoiler. The Coke 600 always seems to have upset winners. Ernie Irvin was just another one of them. Now here's Irvin. He's really proven in this number 4 machine that he knows how to drive. He knows how to run up front, no doubt about it. And this is going to be the last year that Oldsmobile runs with this number 4 team. The number 4 team will be switching over to Chevrolet for 1991. Meanwhile, back up front, Rusty Wallace and Bill Elliott. They've been slowly chipping away at Tim Richmond's lead. We take a look at the fastest laps. Who's the fastest car on the track? Well, it's the points leader, Bill Elliott. And that's pretty typical here for the super speedways. Elliott really knows how to get around these 2-mile tracks. And it looks like a car spun into the outside wall and crashed, but there is no caution flag. Jeff Purvis is all beat up. I'll try to figure out exactly what happened here. So I'll fast forward a little bit. Let's see what happens here with Purvis. Maybe it wasn't Purvis. Maybe something else happened. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I went back too far by accident. Here we go. Oh, Purvis gets into the 89. They both go into the wall. Everyone keeps it straight. Well, the 52 doesn't keep it straight, but he will roll off the banking. The 89 also keeps rolling. No caution to speak of, so that's what happened there. Meanwhile, a battle for second continues to heat up. Elliott right on the back of the 27. You can see 3 of the 4 championship leaders inside of the top 6. Tim Richmond, Bill Elliott, Alan Kulwicki. And that begs the question, where is Geoff Bodine? Well, Geoff Bodine is where he's been most of the mid-race points to this part of the season. Geoff Bodine is struggling on the fringes of the top 10, but don't worry. This is where he's been all season long. One thing that has happened with Geoff Bodine is he has had some really good pitch strategy and some really good crew behind him. And Geoff Bodine has pulled off one really good comeback finish after another. He could be down in 20th and you could think he's out of the race. And he'll somehow come back in 15 laps and be up into 6th position by the checkered flag. So this team is truly an immortal team. They have not won a race this season, but they have not had to. Only 55 points out of the points lead, and they've actually led in points several times this season. So this 11 team, although they haven't had the races won, they have been remarkably consistent. Meanwhile, it looks like Alan Kulwicki's pace has fallen off pretty significantly, at least in comparison to everyone around him, running about a half a mile an hour faster than Alan Kulwicki, so we could expect Kulwicki to start losing 2 or 3 spots here. See if Rudd or Martin or Waltrip can catch him. The battle for the lead really has not changed. It's been these 5 drivers in a line. Now between these 5, Elliott is the fastest, but I would argue that the fastest right now is that 3 car of Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt, of course, earlier on in the season, so close to winning the Coke 600, he got completely outdueled on pit strategy by that 4 team. Everyone thought it was Earnhardt's race to win. Irvin snuck one through the cracks. Elliott's trying his best to keep the 3 car behind him, but I think that's only going to allow the 25 and the 27 to get out even further. So I think it might be in Elliott's best interest to just let that 3 car go and let the 4 car go, because Elliott doesn't really have the long run speed, but he certainly does have the short run speed. There's really no debating whether he has the short run speed or not. He is the fastest car on the track. However, the long run speed, it does not appear that he has as much. Meanwhile, the gap back to Morgan Shepherd has increased to about 5 seconds. Here's Morgan Shepherd in the 15. Trying to chase him down, Geoff Bodine, number 11. Mr. I'm just going to finish 7th all season long and see if that gets me a championship. And so far, that's been a pretty good strategy for this team. Hey, an average finish of 7th usually wins championships, but usually you gotta finish. Usually you gotta finish inside the top 5 a little bit more than he has. He doesn't have the top 5 stats that the championship leader does. Championship leaders do. He doesn't have the top 10 stats, but the thing is that when he's had bad races, he hasn't really had a bad race all season long, and I think that's what's helped him a lot. No change here for the battle for the lead. Still single file here for Michigan. No one's been able to really get a definable run on anyone else. And this is usually the case the first 20-25 laps. Before that first pit stop, you usually don't see much jockeying for position. This is really a tough track to place to try to pass at. Michigan in the past has been one of the more racier tracks. It has not recently been the case after the track repave. But such things do happen. But for right now, Tim Richmond, he's out there leading laps. If he can lead all the way to 25, that will give him 5 points for leading the most laps. And considering last year's championship was decided by 2 points, you know, you gotta take a trade here. 2 points decided the last year's battle. Yeah, imagine that's in the back of Richmond's mind. That's in the back of Elliott's mind. Okay. Only 2 points have separated the two of us. Now, here's Tim Richmond. He's up here. If he gets these 5 bonus points for leading the most laps, who knows? That might be the determining factor of this championship. If he gets up here, leads the most laps, yeah, could very easily be the determining factor of the championship. Meanwhile, they are catching the 70 car of J.D. McDuffie. Earnhardt's looking all over the track. Earnhardt can't really get the job done right now. None of these guys up front have really been able to get the job done. Wallace, I thought was going to peek down to the bottom. It just didn't happen. These drivers know that passing to the bottom is a really hard thing to do. Irvin's going to try to do it. Yeah, once these tires get a little bit older, that high line really starts coming into play. Irvin's going to try the low lane. Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead. Rusty Walsh tries to dive down low on Tim Richmond. Richmond will sneak around the outside of the lapped car. And that will be a huge advantage to Richmond. And now Earnhardt, he's going to get stuck behind the lapped car. Nothing that Earnhardt can do. And now here comes Kulwicki. Kulwicki's now part of this lead battle. Earnhardt's going to drop all the way back. And now here comes Irvin to the bottom of Elliott. Kulwicki is around Earnhardt. So Irvin's trying desperately to make the inside lane work. That did not work for Irvin. Here comes Elliott. He shoots out of a slingshot on the outside lane. He's going to try to pass Wallace for the second position. He might have him here through turns 3 and 4. The outside lane is the preferable one. They pull even coming off of turn number 4. But Wallace has the advantage going down the straightaway. Irvin forces Elliott up high. Elliott tries to get the momentum through turns 1 and 2. Can he get the nose on Wallace? Look at how quickly the 4 and the 7 have caught Wallace. Kulwicki goes up high on Irvin. Elliott trying to get it done. Trying to defend the spot from Irvin. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think Irvin's is going to be able to make this pass on the inside lane. That would be remarkable if he can do that. I think he will. I think he's got him. He should have him here going down the back and going into 3. Still dead even. Now things are going to get interesting here through turns 3 and 4. Elliott looks like he had a strong middle of the corner. Even off 4. Irvin does have the shorter distance to go around the tri-oval. He's going to try to make that shorter distance count. And did Irvin clear him? I don't think the spotter cleared him. Yeah, it's too close to call. I don't know. All right, he's cleared him now. Look at Ricky Rudd making it 3 abreast here in turn 3. 3 wide coming off of turn 4. They're all equal. Where did Ricky Rudd come from? Seriously, where did Ricky Rudd come from? We've been talking about Kulwicki and Irvin and Wallace and Elliott and Earnhardt. Ricky Rudd has been in none of this discussion, and all of a sudden he makes himself awkwardly known trying to pull 3 wide on Earnhardt and Elliott. It did not work well for him. Meanwhile, Elliott and Earnhardt are still battling for this position. Elliott tries to squeeze Earnhardt down, but it looks like Earnhardt's going to have the position. And Tim Richmond maybe a little early on pit road. I think that might be a little early. Oh, we'll find out if that's a little early or not. Even this lap might be a bit early. Who knows? Regardless, the 25 will have the freshest tires now. So everyone should come down pit road in quick succession. Now here comes Wallace, Elliott, Earnhardt. They're all coming down pit road. Give the lead to the number 4 of Irvin. Now whoever comes down pit road this time, there's going to be absolutely no question as to if they can make it or not. They will be able to make it. Here's the 26, the 6, there's the 25 coming back onto the track. We'll look at that after Irvin and Kulwicki move down pit road. So here we go, Irvin and Kulwicki. They're coming down. Looks like Rudd and Martin are also slowing down. And here comes Richmond. You can also see Bodine coming on the pit road down there. So Tim Richmond may have gone a little too early. Let's see, there's Earnhardt coming out of pit road. There's Elliott and there's Wallace. So Elliott and Wallace are going to really badly beat Tim Richmond off of pit road. Well, maybe not Elliott, because here comes, yeah, there go warm tires. That's what that is. Yep. Richmond's got the heat in the tires and he can go. And it's going to be another lap before Wallace is going to be able to match the pace of the 25, but that's exactly what cold tires will do to you. So Wallace will go by Rudd there, we'll go by Kulwicki there. And will he not be able to pass? Ernie Irvin. Look who's up here. The number 4 car. Has he done it again? Has Irvin got the golden pitch strategy again? He comes out with the lead here at Michigan. It looks like Harry Gant pit a lap later than everyone else, so Harry Gant is given 5 bonus points for leading that lap. Meanwhile, the Oldsmobile, the number 4, is in the lead. But how long will he be able to keep the lead for? Here comes Wallace on the outside. They're just blowing by the 4 car. Wallace to the point. Cold tires. The gap wasn't large enough. Rusty Wallace goes to the point here at Michigan. Wallace looking for win number 4 on the season. Richmond looking for win number 2. Here's Elliott, that's 4th. The King, Richard Petty, is a lap down. Here's Martin in 5th. Kulwicki 6th. Rudd 7th. Earnhardt in 8th. Waltrip in 9th. And look who's just snuck inside the top 10. Geoff Bodine's going to be able to clear Morgan Shepherd coming off of turn 4. And Geoff Bodine is going to be the latest entry into the top 10. So once again, Geoff Bodine, he sneaks up a little bit after the pit stops. Will he be able to keep that 15 behind him though? I don't think he will. It looks it. Yeah, you're right. He's gonna clear him here. He's great. Everything's great there. So there goes Ricky Rudd around Dale Earnhardt. Maybe. So meanwhile, Tim Richmond, he came under attack of the 4 car. Irvin went around him. So Ernie Irvin's moved into 2nd position. He's done an amazing job with this Morgan McClure Oldsmobile, which will be switching over to Chevrolet for 1991. It's still unknown what's going to be happening with this team. 27 of Wallace. After what was a very bad up and down first half of the season. The owner, we know, will not be returning for 1991. The question is, where will Wallace go? Wallace is probably the hottest commodity on the market. Of course, 1998 being his career year. Finished fourth in the championship standings with 7 victories. Third in the championship standings with 7 victories. Could have had a chance to win the championship, but unfortunately had a bad stretch towards the end of the season. Meanwhile, this 4-car is absolutely flying around this track. Yeah, Irvin has found a good line in the past 3 or 4 laps or so. And he is really closed in on this number 27 machine. Irvin is really coming here in this number 4 car. Ernie Irvin, winner of the Coca-Cola 600. Can he pick up career win number 2 here at Michigan? And he's right there. He's right there on the 27. He's just got to make some kind of move. Geoff Bodine is up into 9th. So if you wanted to know where Bodine is, that's where Bodine is. Up to 9th now. He might fall back to 10th, I don't know. But Bodine to 9th. You are watching the Champion Sparkplug 400 here from the Michigan International Speedway. What you're seeing right now on the track is the battle for the lead. Rusty Wallace is just barely out in front of Ernie Irvin. Irvin's been stalking Wallace for the past 2 or 3 laps. And lap traffic will probably decide the fate of this battle. The 4-car had really been flying around this track, but as you guys know, catching is one thing, passing is something completely different. You have to be where your opponent isn't in order to pass them, and that can be quite difficult to do. Irvin may be looking to the bottom here. Wallace, is he going to try to split the middle of this lap traffic? Surprised Irvin didn't dive to the bottom there. He's got a manufacturer buddy there in the form of Late Speed in the 83. Will Irvin try to make it 3 wide with the traffic? Yes, he will. He dives to the bottom. I don't think that's going to help him. He tried it, and he just got caught up with slower cars. That did not necessarily work for Irvin. And Wallace, the veteran, been in the sport since 1984. He knows how to get things done. A man that finished second 7 times in his career before getting his first career win in 1988, the first Rockingham race. Rusty Wallace in 1989 was looking to win Rockingham again. Of course, he ended up having one of the most violent crashes in Rockingham history. Tumbled over several times, got into the catch fence, and then got hit by another car. It injured his rib cage. He came back the very next week. Very clear was not driving up to 100%, but he still gave it his all. Came through with a rather subpar season. Anyways, as the battle for the lead has cooled down a little bit, there is a battle that has definitely not cooled down, and that's the battle for fourth. We've got Mark Martin and Alan Kulwicki right here, but also we've got another battle here for seventh between Dale Earnhardt and Ricky Rudd. Earnhardt tried to throw the block on Rudd. Rudd's going to be able to scream by in the outside lane. There he goes. A well-executed pass by the 26 car. Meanwhile, Geoff Bodine, here he is. He's sitting pretty in the 9th position. Actually going faster than the leader right now, unlike everyone else. So keep that in mind. The 11 is actually trucking it pretty good around this track right now. He's just trying to bring it ever so slightly closer to the leaders. Mark Martin trying to hold off. Now, Bill Elliott just lost 2 positions. One to Martin, one to Kulwicki. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead has heated up yet again. Irvin's right back on the bumper of the 27. And oh man, Irvin is right there. He's just got to wait for the time and the place to make the move. This is such a difficult track to make a pass on. Irvin's there. He's just got to find the right moment to pull out. He's made the inside lane work when I thought that the inside lane was unworkable. So quite frankly, I think Irvin can run anywhere on this track and pass that 27 car. The thing is that 27 car will probably pass him right back if he doesn't do it right. So he's got to get the timing right. He's got to get the mechanism right. Where does he pass? When does he pass? Is he going to try right here? He's going to get a huge run off of turn 4. Does he try to the bottom? Yeah, he's going to try to the bottom again. Oh, the 27's in the wall. 27 in the wall. Does he have a flat tire? 27 in the wall. Wow. Rusty Wallace scraping the wall. We'll see if the damage is bad. I don't see a tire rub or anything like that. He seems to be good to go. Meanwhile, the lap traffic is giving Irvin absolutely no favors, going 3 wide directly in front of him. Irvin's really going to have to work hard for his 2nd career win. He got a gift there with the 27 getting into the wall. I don't know if it's clearly not a tire error because Wallace is still going strong. I think that was just a driver mistake. And he had to adjust by running the outside wall. Things happen like that. And Irvin still hasn't cleared this 10 car, and that's going to be big problems because here comes Wallace. Yeah, Irvin's got to clear the Wickham Racing Team car in this corner right here. Otherwise, here comes Wallace down to the bottom. Cope's not giving Irvin any room at all to run. Irvin's got to watch. He can't go to the bottom here. He's got to protect the top. He's got to protect against that 27 car. There he goes. He slides up to the top of the track. Wallace tries to go to the bottom. 3 wide. 3 wide. And Rusty Wallace is your new leader. For how long? Irvin still has yet to get around this 10 car. Does he go to the bottom? He goes to the bottom of the 10, but he stays on the relative outside lane. Tim Richmond jumps on the outside lane, but he's going to get held up by the 10. Man, this is 3 wide again. Irvin now trying to get to the outside of Larry Pearson in the 2. Irvin can't quite get there. Oh, Wallace got loose down on the bottom. Tim Richmond is right there. He can enter this at any time. Does Irvin have him cleared enough? Irvin's going to try to go to the outside of the 2. Wallace got really loose again. Irvin can't get there. Here comes Wallace back to the inside. And Irvin's still the leader. Oh man, this has been an unbelievable battle for the lead. Irvin trying to get to the outside of the 2 car. He just can't motor his way around him, but he's finally cleared the 27. But that's not the only car he's got to worry about. Now he's got to worry about the 25 behind him. 3 wide going into turn 3. The 27 backs off. And so does the 25. Are they both coming down pit road? 27 and 25 onto pit road. The 4 is able to stay out. Oh, man. 2 laps to go. What does this mean? Ernie Irvin is all alone at the front of the pack here at Michigan. His lead is 6.4 seconds. Tim Richmond and Rusty Wallace both were unable to make it. The man that is able to make it, though, Ernie Irvin, for one more lap around this course. Racing ain't quite over back here yet. We've still got the battle for second going on. So we're going to keep an eye on that for maybe a half a lap. There's Geoff Bodine, Morgan Shepherd battling. That's for position. But the man that nobody was able to beat today, Ernie Irvin's able to outlast them all, and he will pick up a win here at Michigan. What a great race. Ernie Irvin will pick up a win here at the Michigan International Speedway. I'd call it an upset win, but Irvin's performed so well this season. A second win definitely is not an upset. We look at the final standings. There's the official standings here on the left. 24 cars will finish on the lead lap today. The only retirees to speak of were the 89 and the 52, who got caught up in that accident in the beginning of the race. We showed you that. Now look how this messes up the point standings. Elliott is still in the points lead. Kulwicki will now jump to second as Richmond slides all the way back to 56 back in third. Bodine holds strong after his finish. He will finish fourth. Martin and Rudd also close in just that little tiny bit. And Rusty Wallace, despite having the 3 wins, is still 9th in points. Man, this has been incredible. We've got Ricky Rudd and Geoff Bodine up here. Neither driver has won, but they have been insanely consistent, so they are both in the championship hunt. You can see a strong drop-off going after Rusty Wallace to Dale Earnhardt, which is pretty much a lead into the rest of the field, at least for point standings. Take a look here. Let's see how the top 25 is shaping out. Well, we got Jarrett up there. He's in the top 25. Cope is not. We've already mentioned Geoff Bodine's the best driver without a win. Oh, this one. The best driver without a top 5 is Brett Bodine in the 75. The best driver without a top 10 is Derek Cope in the 10. And the best driver without a lap led is Kyle Petty. Now, I think this will be 2 seasons in a row where Kyle Petty has failed to lead a single lap. But he finishes inside the top 15 in points. If he can manage that, I don't know if he can get to the top 15. It's a pretty long way to Ken Schrader. But if Kyle Petty can manage that, oh man, what a management that would be. But as of right now, this is how the championship battle, this is not getting, man, the championship points battle, it is not dispersing. It just keeps either staying as tight as it always has been or keeps getting tighter. Well, the next race that we're going to broadcast to you is, of course, some short track action at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And then the fourth of the 4 Winston Million races will be going to Darlington for the Southern 500. We'll see you then.